Imagine being born at a time when your life is in danger the moment you take your first breath. Imagine being placed in a basket on a river, floating among the reeds, completely at the mercy of fate. This is the story of Moses, a man chosen by God to lead an entire nation out of slavery, perform miracles, and confront a king who thought he could defy God himself. From a miraculous birth to the plagues of Egypt, the parting of the Red Sea, and the giving of the Ten Commandments, Moses' story is one of courage, faith, and the extraordinary power of God. Let's dive in. The Israelites had multiplied greatly in Egypt. Pharaoh, fearing their growing numbers, enslaved them, forcing them to build massive cities under brutal labor. In desperation, he ordered all Hebrew baby boys to be killed. Amidst this danger, a Hebrew woman named Jochebed gave birth to a son. To save him, she placed him in a basket coated with pitch and set it afloat on the Nile River. Miraculously, Pharaoh's daughter found the baby, felt compassion, and adopted him. She named him Moses, meaning drawn out of water. From that moment, his life would never be ordinary. Moses grew up in Pharaoh's palace, surrounded by luxury and learning, yet he never forgot he was Hebrew. One day, he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. Anger and justice burned within him, and he struck the Egyptian down. Realizing Pharaoh would punish him, Moses fled Egypt and found refuge in the land of Midian. There, he became a shepherd, married Zipporah, and lived quietly for years, tending flocks on desert hills. But God had a greater plan for him, one that would change history forever. While tending his sheep on Mount Horeb, Moses saw something impossible, a bush engulfed in flames that did not burn. From the flames, God spoke, "Moses, take off your sandals, for you are standing on holy ground. I have seen the suffering of my people in Egypt, and I am sending you to deliver them." Moses was afraid, hesitant, even doubtful. How could he confront Pharaoh, a king of Egypt? God promised, "I will be with you, and this is my name. I am who I am." That divine promise marked the beginning of an epic mission. Returning to Egypt, Moses and his brother Aaron demanded of Pharaoh, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh's heart was hardened. God unleashed his power, sending 10 devastating plagues. Rivers turned to blood, swarms of frogs, gnats and flies, deadly hail, locusts, and darkness covering the land. The final plague was the most terrible, the death of the firstborn. Only then did Pharaoh relent, allowing the Israelites to leave. The people fled in haste, carrying what they could, guided by God through a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. As Pharaoh's army pursued them, the Israelites found themselves trapped at the shores of the Red Sea. Panic surged among the people, but Moses lifted his staff, and God performed a miracle. The waters parted, forming a path on dry ground. Israel crossed safely, while the pursuing Egyptians were swallowed as the waters returned. It was a moment that cemented Moses as God's chosen leader and showed his power over all creation. In the desert, God's provision was constant. He rained manna from heaven, water flowed from rocks, and the Israelites learned to trust him daily. Yet faith was often fragile. The people grumbled, doubted, and even rebelled. Moses bore the weight of leadership, interceding for them constantly. On Mount Sinai, amidst thunder, fire, and smoke, Moses received the 10 Commandments, divine instructions that would guide Israel for generations. But even here, the people faltered, creating a golden calf while Moses was away. Moses' anger and sorrow reflected the struggle between God's holiness and human weakness. Despite challenges, God's presence went with them. The tabernacle was built, a sacred dwelling where God met his people. Moses' face shone with the reflection of God's glory after each encounter. For 40 years, he led them through harsh deserts, teaching obedience, faith, and perseverance. He faced rebellion, guided leaders, and prepared a new generation to enter the Promised Land. Nearing the end of his life, Moses climbed Mount Nebo. From there, he gazed upon the land God had promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He would not enter it himself, but he had fulfilled his mission to bring God's people from slavery to freedom, to teach them his law, and to show them the path of faith. At 120 years old, Moses died, and the Bible says, "No one has ever arisen like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face." His legacy endured as prophet, lawgiver, and deliverer of God's people. The story of Moses reminds us that courage and faith can overcome fear, that God's power is greater than any king or obstacle, and that ordinary people can become extraordinary when they trust in the divine plan. From a basket on the Nile to the summit of Mount Nebo, Moses' journey is one of miracles, leadership, and unwavering faith. This is the story that shaped a nation and still inspires the world today.